What's up guys, and welcome back to my Newcastle United career mode. We're into episode 10. As you can see here, we've got a Capital One Cup match against Arsenal's home in the 4th round here. As you can see, in the last episode we actually had an injury to Manuel Riviere, who's out for 4 weeks. So we're going to need to replace him with someone else, and Ferry is going to be coming on in a replacement of him, and Manuel Riviere is going to drop down to the reserves. Instead we're going to have Papi Cisse on the bench. So I'm going to stick with the same lineup that we had previously in previous matches. You know, we've had the likes of Colaccini and I&JGaming in the central defence there, Santon and Yanma as the fullbacks, Tiote, Sissoko and Nita as the central midfields, and Kafaya up ahead of them, and then Lacazette and normally Emmanuel Riviere, but obviously we've got Facundo Ferrier replacing him there. He's listed as being on loan for Newcastle, but I brought him in permanently as a modification because obviously you can't bring them in by modifying the squads there. So let's get straight into this match. Hopefully we'll get a decent result. You know, want to be going as far as possible with the Capital One Cup. It boosts our transfer funds for the January window. Also, you know, we don't have a huge chance there of winning the Premier League. That's not sort of what we're here for. So, you know, obviously winning the cup could be our best opportunity of getting silverware. It's going to be a tough match against Arsenal, but hopefully we can get a decent result. It is going to be rainy, so it's going to be a tough match, but I really think we can get a decent result. And if we play well, if we defend well, we should be able to get a decent result. It's important to just pass the ball around, not make 10-minute decisions, not to make any huge mistakes there. And Lacazette getting an early touch of the ball here, does really well, skips past it, and then obviously just gets knocked off the ball out as he's trying to tee up a shot there. That's very, very good early play there. Ferrier getting on the ball early on as well. Sissoko doing really well to hold up the ball there. And there he is, just tries to play through the ball to Lacazette. Misses, but it obviously comes back to him. He tries to move forward and take a shot, but defender knows what he's doing and obviously makes a good challenge there, which is actually, you know, what to be expected with a defence like Arsenal's. They've obviously got the likes of Koscielny and Mertesacker up there, so you know, obviously, you know, it's going to be a tough game there. But there's Cabella there, moving forward, playing in a more advanced position than he was in the match against Sunderland in the last episode. You know, he was dropping deep to get the ball, not really pushing forward too much, and that's why he was subbed at half time, because he wasn't really getting into those positions to drop deep there. And you've got Yaya Sanago playing up front for Arsenal today, and that's a penalty. Really, that's hugely surprising there. Colaccini, he's on his right side of him, he gets the ball, he just slips over in the rain more than anything else, which is a huge disappointment there. And Ramsey going to be taking the penalty. Not really sure which way he's going to be going. Oh, and I really should just stay down the middle. That's really disappointing, but it's 1-0 Arsenal. I'm not sure why they gave that as a penalty. I don't consider that a penalty. He got muscled off the ball, was losing control of it, and the referee just giving it a penalty just because, probably because it's Arsenal more than anything else, you know. Against big teams, they're always going to give sort of those kind of results. But Remy Cabella does really well there. Absolutely fantastic. And Lacazette in the free space, and oh, and that's very close from Lacazette there. Gets a headed ball. Remy Cabella does really well at swinging the cross. It's knocked on by the Arsenal defender, and then Remy Cabella with a free header, but doesn't manage to knock it in the goal. That could have been a great opportunity to equalise there. But again, chasing a result, much like the Sunderland game. We went 1-0 down early on. As long as we can get a goal in the first half to bring it level, you know, obviously fares well for us. But you know, as I say, it's going to be tough. The Arsenal defenders, really, really good defending. You know, it's going to be tough. They're German, they're big, they're strong, they're tall. It's going to be really tough to get a decent result, especially with Per Mertesacker playing at the back there. If he is indeed playing at the back, you'd expect him to be, you know, especially in a game like this. Even if they are playing possibly a slightly weakened side with Yaya Sanago up front. I don't know if Giroud's playing alongside him, but we can obviously take a look at that soon enough. But Alexander Lacazette here getting the early touch of the ball. There's a lovely lob through ball there, tries to play it through, but the Arsenal defence does really well to clear that up very well there. Really good touch. But Sissoko getting back on the ball and tries to play a ball, but doesn't quite work out. Sissoko probably been the dominating force in our midfield so far. Try to make things happen. But Nida and Tiote are more of the holding midfielders. They're there to shut things out when things start to get sort of kind of hairy. Anita, not exactly the strongest player in the world. He's not exactly known for his strength, but his pass ability is actually really good. You know, obviously coming at Ajax, coming from the their youth academy and learning the total football philosophy. He's got a really good ability to slot into positions where other players have moved out of position, so that's obviously something that's really beneficial for us. But some fantastic early play here, and Ferrier just trying to play a ball, and again trying to play the same ball, but doing really well at holding the ball, and then just it's muscled off the ball. I do think it possibly could be a foul. If the penalty, that was a penalty, you would expect that to be given as a foul, but obviously it's not given there. And Ferrier manages to get onto the ball there, takes an early shot, and oh, the goalkeeper does really well there. Very, very good save there. Ferrier with a really decent effort there. It's a lovely ball, just manages to escape the attention of the defender there, shoots from just outside the box, and the goalkeeper makes a good save there. Have Anita taken this one, see what he can do with it, and the goalkeeper just thuds it out with his palms there, really gets rid of the danger, and Yanmat picks up the ball again. There's Anita on the ball. Anita tries to play through Lacazette, but doesn't quite work out there. And there's Chiote trying to make things happen again, but not really working out. And that's going to be one of our problems here. Is Arsenal are really, really good at holding the ball. They've got some fantastic midfielders like Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, players who can hold on the ball really well and make things happen. Here's Cabello on the ball, plays the ball to Ferrier. Ferrier spots the through ball. Oh, and that's a really good ball there. And Remy Cabello just taking it as it's dropping down there, as you can see there, just takes it, just sort of stumbling more than anything, and Per Mertesacker just keep giving him a good challenge there, making sure that he doesn't get too much on that. I think that's probably what's going to be one of the issues there, is escaping the attentions of Per Mertesacker to be able to get a shot off, because if he's standing behind you or holding you off, his strength is going to knock you off the ball and knock off the attention there. And there's Yaya Sanago again, who won the penalty that Aaron Ramsey slotted away straight down the middle. Tim Krul went the wrong way when possibly he should have just stood there and would have caught the ball straight away, but you know, these things happen. It's not very often that you see a goalkeeper make a fantastic save from a penalty, so it's always one-on-one, it's always going to be a difficult challenge there. But we'll clean up well in defence there. Colaccini picking up the ball and plays to Tiote. Tiote to Anita. Anita tries to play it to Remy Cabello there, but misses, and then picks up the ball again. And then Arsenal straight back on the attack there, and then just shies away from the attentions there. Does really well, and then Remy Cabello, was that Colaccini? I think it was, and just shot after shot there from the Arsenal team there. But they've done really well, and we're lucky not to be 2-0 down there, because they really should have scored with all the opportunities we gifted them there. And again, we'll just give them opportunity after opportunity here. And straight away, you know, we just really need to get rid of the ball here, and we still haven't got rid of the ball. Just the Arsenal team are just pummeling our goal at the moment, and Tim Krul makes a fantastic dive and save here. And if we want to advance in the cup, we've got to defend better than this, because so far we've just been absolutely shocking. There's Thomas Rosicky, player who you think would probably realistically be frozen out, and they nearly score again from set pieces, and our defending is absolutely shocking, absolutely abysmal so far, and I'm really disappointed with that. We really should be doing better. Here's Nita on the ball, as Daryl Yanmat, one of the players who I don't think is to blame for our poor defence. You know, it's more the centre-backs more than anything else. But he tries to play in a good through ball there, and just goes to Chesney there, who's obviously going to be picking up those balls, no problem. There's Theo Walcott there, picking up the ball, making things happen. He's obviously going to be a player we've got to be worried of, especially with his pace. Colaccini there does really well, and that's half time. Down at 1-0. Can we be blamed? No, really should be 2-0 down. So, you know, we've still got an opportunity, but it's going to be close, and we really need to be scoring early on in the half there. Looks as though Mercedes is coming on for Thomas Rosicky. That's obviously going to pose a threat to his £42 million signing. You know, obviously he's going to do, you know, dangerous things for Arsenal and try and make the play happen. There's Aaron Ramsey there, who's been a real nuisance for us so far, but Moussa Sissoko does really well there, picks up the ball. There's Lacazette. Lacazette spots the run of Moussa Sissoko. Moussa Sissoko now with an opportunity to bomb forward. Takes a shot. Yes! And there's Moussa Sissoko doing exactly what we need to do there. I said that at half time. We need to get an early goal, and we do in the 49th minute with an absolutely lovely through ball there. Now Moussa Sissoko just manages to use his pace and use his strength to shake off the challenge of the defenders and slots it past the goalkeeper. That's absolutely fantastic. It's 1-1 Newcastle. So this is what we need to do now. We need to make sure that we don't sort of collapse like we have in previous games and make sure that we don't give the ball away too easily. And Remy Cabella there, absolutely fantastic, just holding off the challenge of the defender there. And there's Lacazette on the ball here. Skip past the challenge and does really well there. I think Remy Cabella thought he was looking tired there, but looks as though he's looking okay so far. But Remy Cabella done really well there, holds off the challenge as well. But Moussa Sissoko has been, you know, the rock at the heart of our midfield. Now he's again making a lovely run. Oh, and that's a really close shot there. Moussa Sissoko just again holding off the challenge of the defenders with his strength. Tries to take on a shot, but it just goes past the far post there. He's done really well. It's probably my man of the match so far. Absolutely fantastic, dominating performance from the midfield. Not unlike Aaron Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey's done really well as well so far, but he's quieting down in this second half, which is good for us. But Alexandre Lacazette, not good on the score sheet, but providing an assist to Moussa Sissoko there. There's Davide Santon trying to get on the ball, but a little bit too much pace on that, doesn't quite manage to get to it. And Santon staying forward early on, trying to possibly muscle him off the ball, press him on the back foot there, but not quite managed it. And there's Debussy there, former Arsenal player, former Newcastle player, sorry, now actually an Arsenal player. And, you know, he's obviously a good signing for them, and he has obviously gone to a bigger team there. And there's Jack Wilshere on for Mathieu Flamini. That's obviously going to cause us a few problems as well. Looks as though they're actually going to be going for it in this second half there with a substitution like that. You know, Thomas Rosicky off for Mesut Ozil. Mathieu Flamini, who's known as a defensive player, on for the likes of you know, Jack Wilshere. It's going to be a real challenge for us to make sure that we can keep those midfielders quiet, especially Mesut Ozil. But with Cheick Tioté and Vernon needed, you should hope that they should be able to clear the ball. But you know, their midfield is a really strong midfield. You know, worth at least 100 million on its own. You know, the likes of Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, Mesut Ozil, who's 42 million. So you know, it's going to be tough. But Colaccini does really well there. Plays it to Darren Janmaat. And there's Ferrier just picking up the ball there, just holding the challenge off. And there's Moussa Sissoko back on the ball there. Spots Alexandre Lacazette. He just tries to play through ball there, but it just knocks the head of Mathieu Debussy, who's playing in a sort of advanced position there. And that's a really bad ball there, but Colaccini just manages to muscle him off the ball there. We clear the ball there, do exactly what's needed. And there's Ferrier. Thought he was going to get onto that, but he does manage to resist the challenge there. There's Lacazette back on the ball. Sees the run of Remy Cabella. Remy Cabella there does really well. There's Moussa Sissoko again making a lovely run. Remy Cabella just didn't manage to make the through ball. But that was a really good play there. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and he just slipped up there, but Colaccini there. Remy Cabella dropping deep as well, just to make sure that we can clear up. And that's something I've actually liked for in this game. He's dropped back. He's done really well in sort of making sure that we nullify the attack when we need to. And that's a really good effort there. Santi Cazorla there, from some distance out, tries to take a shot, but obviously Tim Krul equal to it. I suspect it's going to be Nicholas Bentner on for Yaya Sanago. I thought it was going to be Olivier Giroud, but obviously they've gone with Nicholas Bentner instead. A little bit of an odd decision, player who usually is frozen out at Arsenal, but he's obviously on the bench today. And that's a really poor defensive slip up there, and we should have been punished for that. Again, possibly should have been 2-1 down there, but managed to get let off there, which is fortunate. But we can't make too many of those mistakes against Arsenal, not with their midfield. And you know, I'd say with their attack, but with Nicholas Bentner up front, you know, it's obviously going to be not exactly the strongest up front team. Olivier Giroud, I'd be a lot more worried than Nicholas Bentner. Obviously, I'll probably be eating my own words if Nicola Bentner does now score, but hopefully he won't, and hopefully we can, you know, kick forward and nick a result here. I see Remy Cabella here making a run there, just manages almost to get something on it, but doesn't quite manage it with the strength of the Arsenal defence. And that's the one thing that I've been really impressed with so far. The Arsenal midfield have done really well that we've been in possession, and the Arsenal defence, when Newcastle came at them, have done really well, held off challenges, held off attacks really well. And again, here's Arsenal back on the attack again, playing a lovely ball there. There's Janmaat there, just making a really good challenge there, just intercepts that ball. Feria plays to Cabella. Cabella possibly trying to make something happen here, but just can't quite manage it, so he passes it to Santon. Santon with a lovely ball to Lacazette. And that's a lovely ball to Anita. Anita first time! That was very, very close. Very, very close to getting a result there. It was a lovely through ball. Absolutely fantastic. There's Lacazette going for an effort. Ooh! Yes! Vernon Anita, 87th minute. Absolutely fantastic. I didn't expect that at all. That was just a very, very lucky goal there. Alexandre Lacazette makes the shot. Let's take a look at the replay here. Alexandre Lacazette makes the shot. Vernon Anita there at the right time just to knock that one in there. And there, look at that. Absolutely fantastic result. And that could be us advancing in the Capital One Cup. Going through the 5th round would be a really good result. You know, I think it's possibly the 5th round and then the quarterfinals after that. But, you know, that's a really good result for us. Just make sure we now have to defend well. You know, not make any defensive mistakes, which we have done in the past. And then obviously we could be in for a really good result there. As you can see here, they're obviously going to push forward here. They're going to bring players forward. But obviously we've got to make sure that we don't do anything stupid. And there's Darlian right there. Pulled off the challenge there. Does really well. There's Yangambiwa. Rem Cabella. There's Chitiote. Have we got a counter-attacking opportunity here? Don't think we do now. But obviously, hoofing the ball up is obviously going to be beneficial for us. It's obviously going to mean that they have a great distance to cover. And that's a lovely, lovely sort of interception there from Colaccini. Just does enough. And there's Colaccini again, clearing the ball, does really well. Ooh, and Colaccini making a last-ditch save there. And that's the end of the game. It's 2-1, and that's absolutely fantastic result. It's offside. No, I thought it was the end of the game. Really thought it was the end of the game there. You expect it if I hoofed up ball. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the game. 2-1 Newcastle United. Absolutely fantastic. Moose is now converting neat in the midfield, getting the result. Cancelling out Aaron Ramsey's penalty, which was a really sort of difficult penalty to give away. I really don't think it was a penalty, but the referee gave it. We got punished for it, and we're now into the quarterfinals, which is absolutely fantastic. I think we'll probably be playing Liverpool in the quarterfinals if it shows it correctly. I don't know that it will work out correctly. Let's see what we've got next. We've now got Chelsea coming up in the league match next. So let's advance on through that game, and hopefully we'll do pretty well there. A couple of messages coming through. Let's take a look at those. See how much money we're getting. Not too much there. Reschedule match in the press conference. Let's just ignore that there. Not too important. So obviously got Chelsea and then Norwich coming up. So I'm going to keep the same team as I did previously because obviously they did well against Arsenal there. We defended well at times. Made a couple of mistakes there. They're going to play in their away kit. We're going to play in our home kit. And hopefully get a decent result. You know, 2 home matches on the stretch. Hopefully we'll be able to do really well there. Possibly bring on Cisse as an alternative to Feria in the second half if we're doing well. But obviously if we're not doing well, we're probably going to have to make changes to the midfield because, you know, it's going to be Chelsea. They're going to dominate the midfield area, especially with the likes of Cesc Fabregas, you know, those kind of players in the midfield. They're going to make things happen, especially Eden Hazard, Diego Costa. You know, those kind of players could hurt us there. But obviously they've got Oscar, Matic and Willian. You know, those are all, you know, really dominating, strong players. Oscar obviously going to be their playmaker. Willian going to be the kind of player that's going to clean things up along with Ramirez. But, you know, you've got to be defending really well against this team because they are going to punish you if you give them the opportunity there. I think Chelsea, you would expect them to win this match. You know, they're going to expect to be taking all 3 points, but we've got to give them a good match. We've got to make sure that we can, you know, try and give them a game, make sure they don't make too much happen, don't give them too much space, just close them down wherever possible. That's a really, really good block there. Absolutely fantastic there. From set pieces, they're going to be dangerous. They've got a few tall players there, but there's a good example of it there. Is that David Luiz? I think it probably is David Luiz. It is David Luiz getting onto the end of that, but just knocks it wide. I think what I'm going to have to do here is play a possession game, make sure we're not giving the ball away too cheaply. Just like that. I don't know what Van Nieder was thinking there. That was a really, really poor pass there. But, you know, need to slow ourselves down, do a little bit better here. I think that's Lewandowski on the ball, but he's obviously just been taken out there. Here's Ferrier on the ball now. Ferrier plays it to Anita. Benitez spots the run of Moussa Sissoko. Moussa Sissoko tries to play it to Lacazette, but it doesn't quite work out there. But it's a lovely sort of counter-attacking move there that ends with Moussa Sissoko trying to play Lacazette. Didn't quite work out. David Luiz playing in a more advanced position, as he typically likes to do as a centre-back, but just clearing the ball really well there. David Luiz, a good defender at times, but makes some silly mistakes at other times as well. Here's Ferrier on the ball now. Tries to play through Anita. I think was probably offside if the ball was played through, but it gets blocked. We're now got to make sure we do well in getting back there. Lewandowski there, doing really well. Colaccini just skips past him there. We just need to get the ball out here. Oh, and that's something we didn't do. Something we've been having problems with all season long. Just getting the ball out into the box. It just pings around, falls to Ramirez, and Ramirez has it in the back of there pretty much straight away when it does fall to his feet. You know, Chelsea would be expecting this result. This is, you know, what they would expect. They're a team worth millions of pounds, 100 millions if that, you know. And now we've got a attack that's going to leave space at the back for Chelsea, and that's what they're going to want. They're going to want us to now play it forward. It's going to be a really, really tough game now, especially with the strength of Chelsea's attack coupled with our weaknesses in defence so far. You know, the number of goals we've conceded compared with the number of goals we've scored. We've had 2-1 wins, 1-0 wins. You know, it's not really been high scoring results there. So if we have a negative goal difference, it's going to impact on us, and it's going to mean that we're going to have real difficulty in being able to move up the table there, because other teams are going to be scoring more goals than us, and our leaky defence is going to be the problem here. And again, Eden Hazard there, just with a beautiful goal there. Just Lewandowski, I think, shrugged off the challenge, and we just gave him a little bit of space, and he just tucks it into the bottom of the corner. And it's now 2-0 Chelsea, and what you don't really want is giving them too many opportunities to score anymore, because it could turn into a hammering if we do let that happen. Here's Anita on the ball there, Daryl Janmat. There's David Luiz just clearing up again there. And there they are, they're just going to play the ball off us. You know, it's going to be a really tough match this. It's going to be very difficult to get anything out of it. There's Oscar again, Colaccini, there's Janmat. Eden Hazard again. Eden Hazard making all sorts of things happen here. Real sort of thorn in our side here, causing a lot of things to happen. Oh, and Ferrier there. Really should have done better there. It's a huge disappointment. I think that possibly Manuel Riviere might have done a little bit better with that chance there. He's more of a natural finisher than Ferrier there is there, but with him being out there, you've got to expect Lacazette and Ferrier to build up a partnership like those two did. It hasn't really worked out so far, but we've still managed to win a couple of matches with them two playing. But you've got to hope that they can build a more partnership than they have at the moment. Here's an opportunity for them. Ferrier just lovely bit of skill there, just holding off the challenge there. Doesn't quite manage it. Remy Cabella just losing the ball again. I think what we need here is players who can hold on the ball, and so far hasn't had that, and that's just offside there. Yeah, just running through a little bit too early there, but you know, we need to make sure we need to hold on the ball well. And there's Chatioti there. Here's Lacazette. Lacazette running through the defence, trying to make things happen on his own. Takes a shot and then obviously wins a corner with it, which is obviously a good result for us. Hopefully we can get something from the set piece. Whips it in. Colaccini! And that's disappointing. Again, from set pieces, we've yet to score from a set piece. We haven't really done anything with them. We don't have anyone who's notoriously good at corners or free kicks, you know, other than the likes of Ryan Taylor, who really more than anything just sits on the bench. And they're just sliding through our defence here. And that was really close. Tim Krul just rushing out to try and get that ball, but doesn't make anything of it there. And it could have been 3-0 very easily there. Here's Ferrier back on the ball. There's Remy Cabella, who's staying up front now, you know, doing exactly what we need him to do. Lacazette holding on the ball really well there. Here's Ferrier. Oh, and that was very close there. Petr Cech looked as though he was beaten there. I didn't really expect that one there. I didn't see dived really late for that one there, very late. And if that had been a little bit closer, I wonder if that would have gone in. But Daria, not done too much in this game. Been off target with both of his shots he's had. Obviously he's been a little bit of a thorn in our side, but he's not done a huge amount in terms of performances. And our defence just ripped open with that ball there. I don't know who that was. I think that was Willian there. Yeah, getting on to the end of that, but doesn't make anything happen when he was completely free there. Could have taken a touch and knocked it down and slotted it in, but decided to go for the first time header and it hasn't quite worked out. Here's Ferrier back on the ball now. Anita on the ball. Ferrier. There's Remy Cabella. They're trying to play a ball there, but it doesn't quite work out. I&JGaming were clearing up again. Musa on the ball. Ferrier. You try and play some good balls there, trying to play some positive attacking football there, and just doesn't work out. You know, Chelsea, you'd expect this result at half time. You'd expect to be giving them more of a match than we have done, but you know, for the most part we've let them walk all over us, and it's been a little bit disappointing in that respect. Again, just walking through, waltzing through our defence. Possibly need to change the formation, have a holding midfielder and then two central midfielders, but that's really sloppy play there in the rain. Doesn't really do too much with that, so that's half time. Possibly thinking about making a couple of changes here. As you can see that they've dominated in possession. We've had a few shots, but none of them really on target, so I'm going to make a couple of changes. Let's take a look at the squad, see what we can do here. So first of all, Ferry is coming off. Going to replace him with Papi Cisse, and Siem de Jong is going to come on for Remy Cabella. So that's the change I'm going to make at the moment. Remy Cabella trying to do as much as he can, but he's not really been effective. And Ferrier off target with his shots. If we'd had someone who could possibly finish them, could have done a little bit better there. But Papi Cisse hopefully going to make something happen here. Maybe gives a decent opportunity. What I need to do is make the second half more of a contest than the last one, because in the first half we just didn't really make anything happen here. And here's Santon on the ball. Muscles off, and I think that's a corner. Yeah, it is. So we're going to whip this one in again. Hope we can get something decent here. Colaccini again with the head, and Petacek watches that all the way and just catches it very gracefully. But from set pieces, we managed to do a little bit better. We've got our shots on target. That's obviously a pleasing bit of play there. And Chakotay here. Siem de Jong holding on the ball. It's exactly what we want there. Want him holding on the ball. We spot Lacazette just holding off the strength of the defender there. Tries to knock it in there. Doesn't quite manage it. It's obviously blocked. Davide Santon trying to get onto that. Doesn't quite manage it. And now we're obviously going to be short at the back. Santon does really well there. Manages to make something happen there. Here's Siem de Jong back on the ball again. That's a lovely through ball there. Can see Santon get there. He can. Plays the ball to Lacazette. Lacazette turns the defender and shoots! Ooh, Lacazette did really well there. Fantastic play there. Siem de Jong plays him in. He turns the defender, spins into the box, and then takes a shot. And Petacek makes a fantastic save. Really good effort there. Looks like they're going to be making some John Obi Mikel there on for Joel Matic there. Ooh, and again, Cisse with the header there this time, as opposed to Colaccini, but Petacek doing really well in defence so far. We've got more of our shots on target. Obviously, the decision to take Ferrier off and bring on Papi Cisse has worked for us. It's obviously done wonders for our shot accuracy. A spot Papi Cisse making a run there, and Papi Cisse on the ball. Just muscled off there. Really good effort there from Papi Cisse. Does well to shake off the defender and manage to get a touch on the ball there, but doesn't quite manage to get on the end of it. And see, Nita done a little bit better in this half than he did in the first half. And then he obviously goes into something like that. It's a little bit disappointing, but Papi Cisse and Lacazette done a little bit better than Ferrier and Lacazette in the first half. They've obviously challenged Petacek a little bit more. They've obviously made him work, which is what you want. We've obviously kept them on the front foot for the most part. And Tim Krul does really well there. Makes a lovely save. Here's Papi Cisse. Lovely opportunity for a counter-attack here. Nita not really making anything happen. Papi Cisse plays to Lacazette. Lacazette plays to Soko. Soko there. Pots David Santon running through onto the ball. Nearly makes something happen there with that. And there's Willian on the ball. Willian, really good midfielder. Top Brazilian in midfielder. I'm surprised he hasn't featured more for Brazil, but you know that's obviously going to be one of the negatives of having such a strong Brazilian team there. But Lacazette trying to make things happen, trying to pressure the defenders, doesn't really work out this time, but they make a mistake. Then Davide Santon makes a mistake as well, just giving the ball away very cheaply there. I think that's Oscar there, possibly Lewandowski, playing in the number 9 role, playing as a sort of central striker there. And they're obviously, you know, trying to get another goal there, and that's just offside there. We've been a little bit lucky there. And there's Lewandowski there, playing as the number 9. And Demba Ba, former Newcastle player coming on. You'd expect him to want to try and get a goal against us. You know, obviously left on as a release clause in his contract. We'd offered him contracts and that type of thing, but obviously hadn't worked out previously. A little bit disappointing there. And there's Davide Santon doing really well, trying to knock that one in. Doesn't quite manage it. Needs De Jong back on the ball. Here's Lacazette on the ball. Lacazette does really well there. Just tries to play in Chiyote into Sissoko, but doesn't quite work out. Here's De Jong trying to make things happen again, but just getting crowded out by the number of Chelsea players that are back. You see they're obviously dropping more players back when we go forward. They're obviously concerned that we could obviously nick a goal back and make a real contest of this. And there's Branislav Ivanovic. There's Willian on the ball. And there's Siem de Jong trying to get the ball back. Managed to win it. Is that a free kick? I think it is, yeah. That's a free kick, and Eden Hazard here. That's Eden Hazard just skying it over there. Really disappointing free kick. The wall held up. We didn't break up the wall. We knew obviously what their play was going to be. They were obviously going to be playing a sort of dummy type situation there. Siem de Jong back on the ball again. Spots Chiyote again. Chiyote just doing really well, holding off that. Siem de Jong. There's Papi Cisse. Is that a free kick? I think it could very well be. It is. And this is a really good position here. Oh, and that's a really good, well taken free kick there. Just tries to play it early, does really well. And we've still managed to get the ball. Chiyote holding on to the ball here. Oh, and that's a really good interception there. Tried to play the through ball. Going through to, I think it was Cisse was holding on the position on the right, but just does really well to just shake that off there. And they're now obviously going to hit us hard. And there's Demba Ba, number 19, holding on the ball. Expect them to whip this one in. They do. Oh, and that's disappointing. Oscar makes it 3-0. Out defending yet again. Troubled us the whole time. And you know, it's to be expected. A team of Chelsea's stature there. We haven't really made a contest of it, which is disappointing. But you know, what can you do in these kind of situations? Cisse managed to get the ball at first, and then obviously loses the ball again. And there's another counter-attack in play. He's Ramirez. Darren Janmaat just managed to knock that one away. There's Siem de Jong. There's Papi Cisse. Papi Cisse holding on to the ball. Lacazette. Chiyote. Spots Papi Cisse. Tries to play him through. Cisse! Oh! That could have made it 3-1 now. It was a really good effort from Cisse there. Lovely through ball from Chiyote. Possibly should have scored, but, you know, low in confidence. 3-0 down. You possibly don't expect them to slot them away very easily. It's going to be a tough ask for any of the strikers to score against a goalkeeper this stature, and he just plays it wide there. Lacazette with a lovely run, but ball's just a little bit too hard there. Lacazette doesn't quite manage to get on to the end of that. And you expect that as the referee blows the whistle, it's probably going to be the end of the game here. You know, not too much at a time. Probably don't want to embarrass us any more than they already have. A little bit disappointing. With a good result against Arsenal 2-1 and then losing 3-0 in the Premier League, it's obvious that we are going to be going for the cups here. That's it. The referee's blown his whistle. As you can see, 3-0 loss in the Premier League. On the balance of things, you've got to really think. On the positive side, we got a 2-1 win against Arsenal in the Capital One Cup. Losing against Chelsea in the Premier League a few days later is obviously going to be a little bit disappointing there, but we dropped back down to 11th with 14 points. Take a look at the table, see what we can do there. I think that's quite close there. We could possibly move to 8th in our next match against Norwich City. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here, and that'll be the end of the episode.
Don't forget to click subscribe for all the latest videos.